Status of Jaylen Brown?
Out.
Out. Okay. That's it.
Yep.
Be hasty. Any update on that? Do you have any information on Jaylen, and do you expect it to be anything long-term?
I do not have any information. I don't expect it to be long-term.
Luke, back. Is he dealing with any sort of restriction?
No. Nope.
Thank you.
Yeah, practice yesterday looked good. Mm-hmm.
What does Marcus Smart mean to you personally, your relationship, and then what do you think he meant to the Celtics while he was here?
Yeah, I mean, I had to fly halfway across the country just to go to his wedding, so that's how much he means to me. But he's a great guy. I mean, I've gotten to know him. I would say my conversations with him about just NBA defense, being able to use his instincts and kind of work together in my time since I've been in the NBA really helped me see defense in a different way. And so, I think what you'll see today, obviously his effect that he's had on people off the court, I think is even more than what he's done on the court.
Coach, hey, how you doing?
What's up, brother?
Yogi Berra said baseball is 90% mental and 50% physical. The question I want to ask is, at this point in the season, is it as much of a challenge to keep a mental focus and balanced approach as it is physical?
I mean, I would say it's like that all the time. There's always different points in the season to when the challenges is different. Sometimes it's physical when it's 3 and 4 nights, but sometimes it's mental. But I think the balance of understanding that there's always a challenge there is kind of where we're at, and just kind of working through those things and focusing on the main things, the details, the execution, but also understanding the ebbs and flows of a season and knowing that there's going to be certain stretches that are more difficult than the other, whether it's physical or mental, and then how do we just approach that, So I thought yesterday's practice was a good way to reconnect, and we'll see what the carryover is like.
The last couple of games, I know it's not totally foreign, but you had Jason and Jaylen sitting together for like 3 or 4 minutes in the first quarter. What's kind of behind that? Are you trying to look to see what these other groups can do, or is it kind of a rotation rest thing?
It's a little bit of both. I mean, I'm not necessarily trying to see what they can do. I kind of know what they can do to this point. I think the guys on our team have proven their lineups and what they can do. So I think it's just I think it's important to have some minutes of that. I think it gives you a different style in the game. Because of what our bench can do and what kind of our players can do differently, especially like the Paytons, the Sams. Luke's, they can change the game. Al, they can change the game with their speed. They can change the game with like different offense, off-ball stuff, and then. So I think it's more of just like having different things that you can go to. So it's not me necessarily trying it as much as like I like this. We can do it from time to time, and may have to do it. You never know.
Last 2 questions. Talking about style, how do you feel towards your rim pressure that season? You've been 27 in drive. 27 in cut, 27 in rim frequency, and 29 in short rim frequency. So you doesn't get to the rim as much as other team, but you still have a good offense. So do you think that's something you need to work on?
I think we just continue to work on taking what the defense gives us, whatever that may be, and whatever the defense gives us, we'll take. So if the big's going to be up, we have to get behind, and we got to make the right read. If they're going to be switching, we have to utilize our size inside, or we got to utilize our switch attack with our guards and just take what the defense gives us.
Obviously, Lakers were shorthanded. You got that experience. This Grizzlies team is sort of taking shorthanded to another extreme. How do you prepare for a team that's without its stars to this level, especially? Do you focus on like what you guys do best? Do you focus on, do you look deep into the players that will probably be on the court, especially after responding after the shorthanded loss to like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I think coming off of yesterday's practice, a lot of it is about carryover on the things that we emphasize and the things that we think are important for this stretch of games, what we want to work on. I think you pick out some themes. I think the biggest theme for tonight is like Kennard, his ability to shoot the ball, his ability to make an impact on the offensive end, their ability to play off ball and get him free and get him actions. I think it starts there. And then obviously I think you do pay attention to, their other guys as far as, what they're capable of doing. But I think heading into it, you're like, okay, what are 2 or 3 things we know we can go to change the game? Whether it's zone, whether it's how can we change the speed of the game, or how can we combat, their speed? And so I think those are the things that you anticipate kind of heading into it. Thanks.